Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss another topic, the boiling point of liquid. The temperature at which the vapor pressure of liquid become equal to the external pressure or atmospheric pressure is called the boiling point. So if we want to boil a liquid, we have to equalize the vapor pressure of liquid to the external pressure. Let's suppose we have diethyl ether. At 0 degree centigrade, it has pressure of 200 mmHg. So when the temperature gradually increases, the vapor pressure of liquid increase, and when the vapor pressure of diethyl ether equalize 760, then it will start boiling, and the temperature at which the liquid start boiling is said to be the boiling point of liquid. Let's suppose water in a particular at a particular temperature. If we want to boil water, then we have to equalize the vapor pressure of water to the external pressure. So when the vapor pressure of water become equal to the external pressure, bubbles come out and burst at the surface of liquid, but the temperature at which it start boiling is said to be the boiling point of water, and at this temperature the vapor pressure of water become equal to the external pressure. So the temperature at which the temperature at which the vapor pressure of liquid become equal to the external pressure, then this temperature is called the boiling point of liquid. There are so many factors which are responsible for the boiling point of liquid. The first factor is the nature of liquid. The boiling point of any liquid depend upon the strength of intermolecular forces. If the intermolecular forces are strong, then the boiling point of liquid will be greater. So if we compare the boiling point of three liquid in the graph, diethyl ether, alcohol and water, then the boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade, that of alcohol is 79 degrees centigrade, and that of diethyl ether is almost 35 degrees centigrade. It is because in water the intermolecular forces are strong, that is why water will have greater boiling point. So if we want to compare any types of liquid, then we have to take the nature of liquid under consideration. We have to look at the intermolecular forces. If we say that the boiling point of water is greater than that of HCl, then it means that water has strong intermolecular forces than HCl. The other very important factor which is responsible for the boiling point is the external pressure. If we look at the graph, a liquid start boiling when its vapor pressure become equal to the external pressure. Now let's suppose we extend the external pressure, we increase the external pressure. The external pressure initially was 760, now it is increased up to here. Then by increasing the external pressure we need more vapors, and for more vapors we have to heat the liquid furthermore, and for increasing the heat we have to increase the temperature. That is why now the liquid will boil is at comparatively high temperature. So when the external pressure increases, then more vapors are needed, and then the water will boil, the liquid will boil at a higher temperature. Look at this, water boil 800 degrees centigrade at 760, but when the external pressure increases, then the boiling point also increases. It is because more vapors are needed to equalize external pressure, and for more vapors more heat is required. That is why the boiling temperature increases. So when we increase the external pressure, the boiling point increases. Now again, if the external pressure decreases, let's say we want to boil water at lower pressure, like at this pressure, now it will boil at comparatively lesser temperature. First of all, water was boiled at 100 degrees centigrade, but now at this lesser external pressure, this is now the external pressure, water will boil at comparatively low temperature. So it means that vapor pressure is directly it means that boiling point is directly proportional to external pressure. Greater the external pressure, greater will be the boiling point. That is why we say that water boil at 100 degrees centigrade at sea level, but it boil at 98 degrees centigrade at the Murray Hill, and it will further boil at comparatively low temperature at the top of Mount Everest. So as we move to higher altitude, the external pressure goes on decreasing and the boiling point of liquid of water also decreases. So external pressure is proportional to the boiling point of liquid. So the boiling point of liquid depends upon external pressure. Greater the external pressure, greater will be the boiling point. Water boil at 100 degrees centigrade at sea level and at 98 degrees centigrade at the top of Mount Everest. Another example where the external pressure increases is the pressure cooker. A pressure cooker is a closed container in which food cook in shorter time. When food in pressure cooker is heated, vapor do not escape from the container. So the vapors gather above the water, and the pressure of the pressure increases inside the container. The increased pressure increase the boiling point. Let's suppose water boil at 100 degrees centigrade at 760 mmHg or 1 atm. Now in pressure cooker, as the external pressure has been increased, now it will boil round about at 120 degrees centigrade. So definitely in pressure cooker the boiling point of water is 120. So food get more heat on pressure cooker and it cook in shorter time. Another very important thing should be kept in mind, that once liquid start boiling, then the temperature of the liquid remain constant. Let's suppose water start boiling at 100 degrees centigrade. The thermometer will read 100 degrees centigrade. Now the heat is supplied to water continuously, but the temperature remains stationary, it doesn't change. Now where the extra heat is utilized? So remember that after boiling, the temperature of liquid remain constant. The extra heat given to the liquid is utilized to break the intermolecular forces among the molecule. It means that after boiling, the liquid vaporize, it change into vapors. For vaporization, it has to break its intermolecular forces, and that intermolecular forces are broken by the extra heat supplied to the liquid. So after boiling, when further heat is supplied to the liquid, then it is utilized to break the intermolecular forces. Secondly, evaporation is also a cooling process. So high energy molecule left and the average kinetic energy of the remaining molecule decreases, so it retain the temperature at the boiling point. For water, it is retained at 100 degrees centigrade. One thing more, boiling point is also an index to find out the strength of intermolecular forces among liquid molecules. Suppose we say that the boiling point of water is greater than that of alcohol, then it means that in water intermolecular forces are stronger than alcohol. So the boiling point of explain the boiling point of liquid also explain us the strength of intermolecular forces among the liquid molecule. And secondly, it boiling point also explain whether a given liquid is pure or impure. Suppose if water is impure, then it will boil not at 100 degrees centigrade, it will boil at more than 100 degrees centigrade. So if someone gave you water and told you that whether it is pure or impure, then you will have to find out the boiling point. If the boiling point of water at sea level is 100 degrees centigrade, then it means that the water given to you is was pure. But if it boil at more than 100 degrees centigrade, then it will be impure. So in order to check whether a given liquid is pure or impure, we have to find out the boiling point. If the boiling point is the same as given in the literature, then the liquid will be pure, otherwise it will be impure. So it is all about the boiling point of liquid. We will discuss the other properties of liquid in the next lectures. So up till now, thank you and have a nice day.